Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 versus the Galaxy Z Fold 6. While Samsung has made some of the biggest improvements over the Fold 6, they also made some downgrades that you need to consider if you're thinking of upgrading. As someone who used the Fold 6 for about a year and now using the Fold 7, there is a lot to uncover. Before we begin, if you want to save up to $1,200 on the latest Galaxy foldables, definitely check out the links mentioned in the description. Along with this, you can get other perks like free storage upgrade and more, so don't miss out. Let's start off with the obvious biggest upgrade, which is of course the design. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 feels miles thinner and lighter compared to the Z Fold 6. Like, it actually feels like a multiple generation difference rather than just a single year upgrade. You really feel that difference when you hold the phones together, and especially when you put them in your pocket. With this new design, we also have a wider outer screen, which is again much appreciated. I always had issues using the narrow outer display of the Fold, especially when typing. So the Fold 7 so far has been very comfortable to use. It's a bigger 6.5-inch screen compared to the 6.2-inch of the Fold 6. Same thing for the inner screen, it is bigger, coming at 8 inches. With that being said, Samsung has made one downgrade to the display, and that is the under display camera. Yes, the under display camera is gone, and as you can see, when you're using these devices side by side, even though the Fold 6 has a smaller, bigger screen, because of the UDC, it feels more immersive. UDC was Samsung's way to stand out when it comes to the foldable main screens are concerned if you compare it to the competition. But now with the front camera, they lost that identity. So is this just a straight up downgrade? Well, not exactly. Because when you look at the photo performance, there's a night and day difference, because this inner camera not only can take sharp selfies, but also it shoots 4K 60 FPS log video. It really is a proper strong front camera. Although I personally would have preferred UDC because I can always use the outer screen front camera, Samsung says that there are quite a lot of customers who use the inner screen front camera, and they have done this change because of the customer feedback. So no, it's not a straight up downgrade, but what is a downgrade is the absence of the S Pen on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Yes, Samsung has removed the ability to use the S Pen on the Fold 7, something we did not see it coming. Unlike last 3 generations, you can't use S Pen on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. I personally never use S Pen on my Fold, so I don't think it's going to be a huge problem for a lot of people who also don't use S Pen for their foldable devices. But considering the Fold 7 is now even more expensive than before, I don't like that Samsung has made this decision, and if this is something that is very important to you, then you should consider this before buying the Fold 7. With that being said, I personally think that the overall upgrades are just too hard to ignore, especially when you look at the camera performance. With this, you can take much better photos, especially in low light situation. You have Samsung's best video performance with log video giving you the best results, something you can't do on the Fold 6. Plus, there are some hidden upgrades like being able to switch through all lenses when shooting 4K 60 FPS video, which is again something you don't have on the Fold 6. Because of the higher megapixel lens, you can now take 5x portraits, which is something that's impossible to do on the old 50 megapixel camera of the Fold 6. So yes, despite not having a proper 5x zoom, the Fold 7 compared to the Fold 6 has massive upgrade camera wise, and it is worth considering. Inside Fold 7, we get Snapdragon 8 Elite, so we're gonna get better performance, but most importantly, better efficiency compared to the Fold 6. Although we have the same battery size, Samsung still says that you're going to see better battery performance on the Fold 7 thanks to the 8 Elite's efficiency. And that is something that I've kind of experienced a little bit on the Fold 7, although I'm still testing out the battery performance. With all that being said, Fold 6 is still pretty powerful. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is still a very strong flagship chip. Plus, software-wise, the Fold 6 gets all the Galaxy AI features that the Fold 7 has. It's gonna get the One UI 8 update, and it's got about 4 years of major software updates left. So yes, Fold 6 has the longevity in it. It is a pretty thick form factor fold, probably the thickest out there right now on the market, making it super outdated compared to the Fold 7 and the competition. Plus, the new camera upgrade on the Fold 7 is much appreciated. Again, if you look at all the upgrades, the only downside of not having the S Pen is not really a huge thing in my opinion. I still think that the overall upgrades are enough to consider an upgrade from the Fold 6 to the Fold 7, especially if you act now using the Samsung pre-order deals, which are mentioned in the description below. You can save up to $1,200 using Samsung trade-in. If S Pen is really important to you, then that is something that Fold 7 just cannot do. If that is something you cannot live without, then you might have to wait till Galaxy Z Fold 8, where Samsung might bring that feature back. But personally, I don't use S Pen on the Fold. Again, it would have been nice to have the S Pen functionality, but overall upgrades are just too hard to ignore. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, check out the links in the description for the pre-order deals. With that being said, I'll catch you guys later.
रहा नहीं जाता तड़प ही ऐसी है ना नहीं नहीं